Okay guys, we have lived in this van for almost 5 years.
And in that time, we have been through a lot.
Yeah, we've came back and they've smashed our van and it's been completely ransacked. Our van's on fire. Our van's on fire. But in this video, we're going to be telling you guys 10 things we hate about this van. Plus a few things that we would never change.
But before we go any further, I just want to say we do love this van. She has taken us on countless adventures. However, this is one of the most common questions that we get asked. What would we change about our van? So after all of these years and all of our experience, let's answer that question.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about van life is that you can tailor your van build to your own personal needs.
Yes, and sometimes you don't realise your needs until after you've already moved in and built your van, because it turns out Philly has giant hands and apparently the sink is too small for him.
So the issue I have with the sink is, yes, that it's too small for my massive hands, but also it feels very cramped up in the corner. So when I'm trying to wash any dishes, I'm also stuffed into the corner. So I would definitely get a bigger sink, like a square sink or something, and also maybe have it on the other side of the counter so I have enough space to actually wash things.
Yes.
You wouldn't know because you don't wash anything.
Yeah, but also I'm small, so that doesn't bother me.
And while we're on the subject of the kitchen, I would also turn our hob 90 degrees and push it back to the wall. So then I would have all that prep space in front of it, because otherwise the counter space gets lost at the back. So I think that would just be a better overall design.
Yes, even though I absolutely love our kitchen and think it looks super cute, the truth is a lot of the time the back of the counter doesn't really get used to chop. You do all the chopping up front. So if I put everything at the back and kept the front all as prep space, that would be more functional, even though it might not look as cute.
Anything else in the kitchen?
Okay, yes, number 2 is actually also about the kitchen, okay? Ventilation. So obviously we have this fan up here, which is great for flow through. I would definitely recommend having a fan up here. But I would also really recommend, either Philly says having a window. I personally don't want the window because I like tiles. I don't want to have to clean a window. But a vent right in your kitchen.
You wouldn't clean the window anyway.
I know, exactly. But if we had a vent right in the kitchen, it would be able to suck the steam immediately out, because the issue with this vent is as it's pulling all the steam up, it's also catching all the dust particles, and by the time it gets here, it's got all this dirt congealed in the steam as well. So genuinely, I recommend to anyone, get extra ventilation right by your stove instead of letting it carry through your van and then clog up your fan, because this fan was disgusting. When we got back from Ireland, it was full of mold and all the food debris, so double ventilation.
Yes, which might lead on to the next point, is more windows. I know Keely doesn't want more windows, but I would love more windows. I think we need some more natural light in this van on our skins, otherwise we feel like these cave trolls.
Yeah, okay, I don't want all windows, but some extra natural light would be nice.
Maybe a skylight?
Oh my word, yes. Yes, guys, okay. I know I was going to save this for the end thing I would put in a next van build, but 100% a giant skylight.
That's not even on the list.
That's just like, wow.
You've always wanted a deck as well.
That's on my list. Stop skipping forward.
I'm sorry, I didn't see.
Okay, so on the conversation of light, saying we're saying things that we would do differently, things that we hate. Honestly, guys, I hate
these spotlights.
I hate them.
Sometimes when we're trying to make videos and we walk under a light, this happens, and it's just not a vibe. I don't think spotlights really go in vans. I feel like they should be on higher roofs so they can diffuse properly.
Yes.
That's why a lot of you have asked, why is there
baking paper
on our lights? It's to try and just cut out that harshness.
Yeah, they're so harsh. I honestly don't really know what the alternative is. I suppose it's maybe like LED light strips or something, but really I would completely change this lighting. If you have an idea of an alternative solution, please let us know down below, because in a future van I would not do spotlights. They're just annoying.
I would also maybe zone our lights as well. It'd be cool to be able just to put these 2 lights on, or just the lights over the bed. But
or
you know,
a dimmer.
That's a dimmer.
Like, just basically, guys, we would just do our lights completely different, okay? And we just want more ambience. There's no like ambience with spotlights.
Ambiance. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean.
Okay, moving on.
So these next few points are things that we did change a few years down the line, but if I were to do it again, I would do them immediately. And the first one is getting a lithium battery.
immediately, guys. Okay.
If you're working in your van, working from home, working from your laptop, lithium battery is just a no-brainer.
Yeah, it really is. We had AGM for 3 years. We ran them to death until the point where we literally worried about turning lights on. So lithium has completely changed everything for us, and also the fact that it is like Bluetooth, so we can see what percentage our battery has and everything, and we basically do not have to worry about it ever.
Now, in our defense, when we first moved into the van, we weren't working in it full time. So the cool thing is that the van has just evolved with our needs.
Yeah, 100%.
As we have also evolved as people.
Yeah, and to be fair, to begin with, we did not need lithium batteries because we both worked full time and we only slept in the van. But if power is something that you personally need, 100% prioritize the money. There's also some really good deals on right now with lithium battery. It's a lot cheaper than it was 5 years ago. So I will pop a link to a couple of different ones down below that you should go and check out. But the second really good upgrade in this van that we did was getting a single seat. And guys, I'm going to be honest, I was the one that resisted from day one.
You did? You were like, I can just climb over.
I didn't.
Climb over?
Guys, we
What
climbed.
idiots do you think you are?
For 3 years, we climbed over the double seat. And honestly, now that we have a walkway, I'm like, what was I thinking?
Absolute game changer.
Oh my word, like it's just so much easier. Like if our drawer falls open, where do you see this? Quick, ninja skills. Quickly, quickly. Done.
Seconds.
And the ironic thing was, I kept saying, Philly, we need a second seat in case we ever pick up a hitchhiker.
How many times?
First time we ever picked up a hitchhiker was 2 weeks after we got a single seat. Like, the only time in our life.
Yeah, because one of the biggest things that was putting us off putting a single seat in was that they were so expensive. They were £300 or £400, but we realised that you could just get a driver's seat, and we ended up getting one from a scrapyard that was like 70 quid, and we fitted it ourselves. You just had to put the seatbelt holder thing on the other side, and it was super easy to fit.
Yeah, we'll link the video that we used down below. And it's passed MOT since, so it must have been okay. Okay, so third thing that took us 3 years to change that I would do from the beginning is getting proper upholstery. Guys, I had ours held together with drawing pins and I thought it was fine. I thought these seats are grand, this works. I'd covered them with some random cheap curtain material. But honestly, when we were in Istanbul and we took them to get professionally covered, it just blew my mind.
It's funny when, you know, you do something and you think it looks great, and then you get it done by a professional and you realise that you're an amateur.
Oh my word, the difference is unbelievable. I just didn't realise I would love it so much. So I really recommend, if you have the budget or if you want to drive all the way to Turkey to get it really cheap.
It just makes everything feel more homely as well. It makes it actually feel like a proper home and not just a tin box.
Yeah,
on wheels.
100%. 100%. Big recommendation from me. Yeah.
Go to Turkey.
Okay guys, now I'm going to tell you 2 things that really trigger me about this van. And they're just little small things that, to be honest, is probably easy for us to fix, but we haven't. And the first one is every time I open this cupboard in the kitchen, something falls on my head. Like
I just
constantly.
think that's a universal van life thing. You know, you're driving around, you're rocking around, and when you stop and you open a cupboard, things will have fallen over.
Yes, but I would definitely say the first time you notice that in your van, what would be really good would be if you stopped and installed something, maybe a hook, maybe a rope, you know, something to stop that happening.
I feel like you're being very passive aggressive right now.
Not to you, to me.
No, it feels like to me.
No. It's to me, guys. Or, you know, I could just wait 5 years and complain about it every time a whole box of sugar spills all over the floor. Honestly, it's like so much stuff. And because we keep our things in containers, the container tips and it all pours out. But anyway, I would definitely recommend anytime you notice a little something that's not quite right in your van,
just fix
it immediately.
Usually these things can be fixed pretty quickly by stopping at some random DIY store and getting bits and pieces.
Yeah, we did good on our things where our herbs are. When we realised they kept sliding out on roundabouts, we added a little lip. So they were great, that worked perfectly.
You kind of just get complacent and these things just become less of a priority.
Yeah, until it all spills out on top of you.
And you're like, I must do that, and then you don't.
We don't, guys,
And
we
it
don't.
happens again, and you're like, I must do that, and then you don't.
Yeah.
And then it happens again, and you're like, we must do that, and then we don't.
So guys, do it, okay? Learn from us. Just fix things immediately. I hate the fact that we do not have shoe storage. And honestly, this van...
That's quite extreme.
No, it's also a pet peeve.
Capital H.
See, it is a capital H-A-T-E, okay? because you've small floor
Hattie.
space. You have small floor space, so to trip over shoes or for shoes to be lying around this floor is just really like annoying. But the issue is, you know, you have to take them off because you don't want muddy feet in here. And I don't know why, but just not having
I
summer.
also think this is a passive aggressive towards me as well because I have massive feet.
Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, if the feet were all my size, if the shoes were all my size, that wouldn't be a problem.
Guys, let's compare. Let's compare shoes.
How many of his shoes?
Here we go.
How many of my shoes fit in Philly's shoe?
Let's see. Does it actually fit in?
It fully fits in because I've wore your shoes out before with my shoes still on.
Keely's shoe actually fits inside my shoe.
It really annoys me, so if you have any recommendations, because people have little like pocket things they go in, but if your feet are muddy and wet, you don't want to put them in anything where they're going to get all marked.
I think if we were designing a new van, we would actually design specific shoe storage.
Yes, I really, really would. But if anyone has like really smart, innovative van shoe storage, let us know down below. Gonna be honest, there's nowhere to put it in this van, but we'll keep it locked in our brain for future van build.
Okay, so this next one is just for me. And before I go on, I just want to say that yes, you live in a small space in a van, so you do have to make compromises somewhere, but there are just some things that you should not compromise on, and that is a good bed. Now, we love our bed. We have a super thick, comfy memory foam mattress, but the issue I have with it is that it's side to side, so I have to kind of sleep in the fetal position because I am 6'4". So I think if we were doing it again, we would maybe do it long ways and put an attachment that kind of flips up to make like a full-length bed.
Yeah, I don't think I would turn it fully long ways and then that would eat into the van space, but if we could create it that you can extend it out. And this whole time we've only ever thought that for you, but lately with my ankle injury, I do also feel it pressing up against the bottom and it's inflamed in the mornings from me. So for me, like 5 years later, I feel like I finally now understand
Where I'm coming
your
from.
experience.
Yeah. 6'4", man. What do you do? Long people life, you know, innit? So the last thing that we would change is about what's underneath our bed. It's our storage area. The cool thing about having a high bed is that there's a lot of storage area, but the bad thing is that there's a lot of storage area, so it can get quite disorganized really quickly and stuff gets shoved in. And I think one of the things that I would change is I would maybe have a pull-out drawer that I could store stuff on and then just pull it out, keep it nice and organized, and that would be really fun.
Yeah, because at the minute we have to like pull out a whole load of boxes to get access to stuff, and it just means that the stuff in there never gets touched. Like, that's just the truth.
Yeah.
And again, that's probably something that would be really easy for us to upgrade on this van. We just haven't bothered.
Well, I think we're at the point of this van build where we're ready to do a full new build at some point.
Yes, we really would love that. And that brings me to the fact that there's loads of stuff about this van that we love, that we would never ever change. There's stuff that people told us we would regret, and I do not regret at all.
Ooh.
And the first one is the fixed bed. I mean, I know we just said about getting a pull-up one, but I would never have a bed that needs fully made, okay? We did that in the van we lived in Australia. We had to, because of the fact that it was tiny, have a pull-out bed. And the truth is, guys, it just stayed as a bed. We're just not those people. We literally only put it away because we had to get access to the fridge underneath the bed.
Now, bear in mind that if you don't have a fixed bed and you're in a convoy, then your van is the social van.
Yes.
So if you want your van to be a social van, don't put a fixed bed in, have a table in that everyone can kind of like just huddle around, and that's really cool.
But we're just not those people.
We
love
prioritise our bed.
We love bed.
At the end of the day, who wants to make a bed?
No one. But the other thing about bed that I do really love about this van that I would definitely implement in another van is the fact that we do also have the capacity to have a single bed. Even though we've only had friends stay in the van a few times, I just love that it's quite modular like that, and we can create that extra space. And also it turns into sofa mode, which I love.
The thing about van life is, if things can have multiple uses, just do it. So the fact that we can have this as a dining area and then convert it into like a little sofa or into a bed for another person is a pure win, and it just gives us another space that we can like lounge in as well. So like I can be in the front, Katie can be in the sofa, or I can be in the bed, and yeah, it's cool.
It is cool.
It's cool. It's cool, guys. It's cool. I swear.
Cool, so cool. We're so cool.
I
Yeah.
swear it's cool. And we kind of touched on this previously with the whole storage thing as well. I think it's super important because we have compromised so much to live in the van. we want to continue to have our own hobbies, and having the storage there lets us bring like our e-bikes, lets us bring our climbing mats and climbing gear, lets us, you know, just carry the stuff that we can still do some like recreational stuff and stay active.
Okay, so another thing that I would honestly, well, in this case, not do in another van, even though everyone tells us that they could never do it, is not have hot water. Like, I know that in a future van that we could install a system and we could install the pipes and we could have a shower and we could have hot water for
That's right.
dishes.
Most normal people clean themselves.
Yeah, but honestly, guys, we just don't care about hot water. Like, we use the kettle to wash the dishes, and we've both said that even if we got a shower in the future, we would probably want to install an outdoor shower and just have cold water.
We also love cold water. We never regret swims in cold water.
Yeah.
So we're happy to have showers in cold water as well. And as you said, a tap outside is an absolute game changer.
Yeah, that is what we would do. We would install an external tap. We would not install a shower, and we would not install hot water. And that's just us personally.
Well, the cool thing with an outside tap is that you can use it to clean your feet. You can stick a shower head on it as well and have a shower.
Yeah, we learnt this when we were in Australia, and we drove right to the centre in a 4x4, which was incredible. And that was the one thing we took away from that 4x4, was like, I want an outdoor tap.
I wouldn't mind a massive pop top as well.
And a 4x4.
And a 4x4.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Pretty cool. I don't know if you know, but Martha has been stuck a few times.
Now we're stuck in the sand. I'm not gonna lie, it's got really bad. We're very deep.
Can't even find a shovel. I've got a plate.
Okay, and the last thing that people told us we would regret, two things.
Whoa.
Two guys with so many. Real wood counter. Now, I will be absolutely honest, there's no denying that this oak countertop breaks my heart sometimes, and we do have to sand and oil it 2 times a year. But I literally wouldn't change it.
Hold on a second.
What?
How many times?
So you're telling me that we've lived in this van for 5 years and you've done this 2 times a year, so you've done this 10 times?
No, I've done it 5 times.
You've not done it 5 times?
Really, I have done it 5 times.
Maybe 3?
I've done it at least 4.
Okay, so we went from 10 to 4.
Okay, 6 months we lived in Australia, then like another 6 months we were travelling around Asia. We haven't been in the van the whole time.
You're meant to do it every year. Sometimes we've done it every 6 months, depending on what we're doing with our life.
Depending on how bored we are.
Literally, exactly, 100%. But my point is, I personally really love real wood. And even though it marks easily and I need to look after it more, I really would not put a laminate in. Me personally, I wouldn't put... I've heard of people putting stone countertops in, which seems insane when you think about weight. But me personally, solid wood, it's worth the love. It's worth breaking your heart over. I just like it.
And it's another thing that just creates that homely vibe as well.
100%. And the second thing that I really... Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to get annoyed now because this is... I don't even know if this is a pet peeve.
I don't know where this is going.
I have a serious hate for something, okay?
Is it me?
People who say, I wouldn't install gas. Gas is a waste of space in your counter. I'll do an electric hob. Don't do it to yourselves, okay? I am so serious right now. I think this actually really rages me. Electric hobs are rubbish. They're absolutely rubbish. No matter what, like hotel or Airbnb or somebody else's house that I've ever been in, my past experience in my own homes, honestly, electric hobs are rubbish.
They drain your batteries. They take forever to heat anything.
Yeah, and then they stay hot, so they're actually more of a hazard. I will be honest, I was really nervous about getting gas because I'm an idiot. You know, I was like, I'm going to set this thing on fire. I honestly think that I was more hazardous when we had radiant rings in London. I really can't drill this enough. If you're weighing up whether you're going to get an electric hob or waste the cupboard space on gas, get gas.
Or, you know, just let us know if you guys have had a positive experience with a convection or an electric stove.
I don't believe you. You're lying. Guys, it's too long. I shouldn't have to wait that long for coffee. It's not okay.
I think that's the main issue.
It's not okay.
There's that one time that Keely had to wait an extra 10 minutes for her coffee.
No.
And then that was it.
No. Okay? Okay, so I think that's it. Like, I'm happy to end on that. I mean, that if you can take anything away from this video, it's get gas. Forget everything
Get
else.
gas, put in a single seat, put an outdoor tap in. What else?
Make sure you fix things and don't let things fall in your head.
Have a fixed bed.
Yeah.
Have the storage for your hobbies.
Yeah.
You know, we compromise so much in a van. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. I love our van, guys. She is great. I know we're saying we hate these things, but She's great.
So let us know, is there anything that you would prioritise in a van build? Or if you're in a van, is there anything that you have changed and has been a complete game changer?
We'd love to know everything, all experiences, and feel free to completely and utterly disagree with me about anything in the chat. I'm ready. I'm ready for a fight about gas.
Guys, we'll see you next week.
Love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't know why I did this with my hand. Bye.
Bye everybody.